Welcome to the Sutton Health and Care Health Visiting Antenatal session. The aim of this video is to introduce the health visiting service and to provide key information to you about your antenatal and postnatal period. There is a minefield of information out there during this time, and health visitors are there to support you along your journey with evidence-based information. We are all nurses or midwives who have completed a further degree in public health and are here to support your baby's health and development and yours and any partner's physical and emotional health through the provision of the Healthy Child programme. We hope you find this video helpful.
The fourth trimester describes the period following on from the birth of your baby, a seamless continuance of the third trimester of the antenatal period. Just as each trimester within a pregnancy is about 3 months long, the fourth trimester also focuses on the first few months of your baby adapting to life and you adapting to your baby. During the new birth visit, your health visitor will not only assess the physical health of your baby, but they will also offer advice around methods to stimulate their developmental stages. Developmental milestones can be very exciting to observe within your baby. However, these stages can also have a direct impact on their behaviour and daily routine. When you were pregnant with your baby, they were in a dark, comfy space listening to the soothing sound of your voice and heartbeat. They were provided with a constant body temperature, perfect for them. They were also provided with meals around the clock to keep them full. Now they are born, they have had to adapt to life outside of the womb. The permanent cuddle that they received in that comfy space has gone, and this may be why your baby prefers to be held. Sometimes placing them in their cots or Moses baskets can overwhelm them at first, so supporting them with hugs and reassurance will only help them along this transition. You will not spoil your baby by doing this, and some parents find it useful to use an age-appropriate sling. You may also notice their feeding, weight gain, and sleep patterns may change. The patterns of this change over time depending on the growth spurts they experience and their developmental changes. We tend to notice an increase in feeding, crying, and disturbance within sleep around the 6 to 8 week mark. This is the time when some babies experience growth spurts and demand more fuel to aid their growth. It is important to recognise feeding cues and to offer them milk responsibly. There may be moments when your baby cries and you are not sure what to do. Babies cry to communicate their needs to you, and this can be for a variety of reasons. Some cries may be for hunger, some may be needing to be changed, being sleepy, too hot or too cold. Other times your baby just may want comfort. Over time, you will get to know your baby's cues better than anyone else and recognise their needs. You may also notice your baby smiling, attempting to coo, becoming more alert and reacting to familiar sounds and faces. These are key periods to stimulate their brain development through interactive play, toys, reading, conversation, tummy time and music. Your baby does not understand routine yet in the early weeks as they are slowly transitioning to life outside of the womb. This can be very difficult for parents to adapt to and can cause sleep deprivation. In addition to this, you may still be healing from delivery, you may experience hormonal changes or lifestyle changes, all adding to parental pressures. During this time, we encourage you to utilise family support and socialise with other parents at our local children's centre sessions. This will help you to meet others in the community who are experiencing similar things to you and offer you a sense of comfort. Please also discuss your challenges with your local health visiting team. We are built up of many specialist roles to ensure that we meet the needs of your family, some of which are the infant feeding specialist, the perinatal mental health team, the hemoglobinopathy team, the newborn screening team, and many more. We also work closely with children's therapy teams, GPs and paediatricians, and we are able to refer additional concerns to the appropriate services. So if you have any concerns, please do not hesitate to call us on 0208 770 5409.
As you go through your pregnancy, you will be thinking about how you might like to feed your baby. Ultimately, you do not need to make this decision until your baby is with you, but it's good to do some preparation before they arrive. When your baby is born, all being well, they will be put on your chest for skin to skin. This has many benefits, but if you want to initiate breastfeeding, it gives a really good start to your journey. Your baby knows what to do when it is born, so leaving it on your chest for at least an hour will give it lots of time to explore your breast and self-attach. If you have decided to bottle feed your baby, you can enjoy this time in skin to skin, and you can give them their first bottle whilst they are on your chest. In the first couple of days, if you are breastfeeding, then your baby will be taking the colostrum, and then around days 2 to 5, your milk supply will increase. You will start to see your baby's nappies changing, they will do more wheeze, and the poos will change from black to green to toffee colour, and ultimately yellow and seedy. From about 5 to 6 days, we expect to see at least 6 wet, heavy nappies and 2 poos of at least a 2-pound coin size. Babies feed really regularly. If a baby is breastfed, we often talk about them having 8 to 12 feeds in 24 hours. 8 is the minimum, and often it is more like 12 to 16 feeds. Feeds could be anywhere from 5 minutes to 40 minutes. Sometimes they might have a drink, other times they might have a snack, and still others a full meal. It's exactly like us how we eat. Watch for those early cues. Feeds don't need to be timed, and apps are not required. Watch your baby, cuddle your baby, feed your baby. There is nothing wrong with letting your baby fall asleep at the breast. It is biologically normal. Babies will breastfeed for many reasons, not just for nutrition. So if in doubt, offer them the breast. Breastfeeding should not be painful, although the first few days your nipples could feel slightly tender. If they are bruised, cracked or bleeding, you must seek support. Usually tiny adjustments to your baby's position will help them attach optimally to the breast. If you decide to bottle feed your baby, look for the early cues too. We don't want to time bottle feeds, and like a breastfed baby, sometimes they will want a little bit, sometimes they might want a full feed. Never encourage your baby to finish the bottle. Your midwifery team and health visiting team will discuss responsive paced bottle feeding once your baby is with you. Most of all, enjoy your time with your baby. The early days can be met with challenges, but please do get in touch with your infant feeding team for any support regarding infant feeding. Take any support that is offered from friends and family. Your baby is only little for a very short period of time, and they need all the cuddles you are able to offer.
Having a baby is one of the biggest life-changing experiences you will ever have. Whilst this is often a happy and exciting time for you and your family, sometimes for many different reasons, pregnancy and the arrival of a new baby may not feel as special as you had hoped or planned. Thankfully, these feelings and mental health are much more widely talked about now.
As many as 1 in 5 mums, dads or partners may experience emotional or mental health difficulties during pregnancy and following delivery. These could include anxiousness and/or sad thoughts, difficulties in sleeping or not feeling connected or bonded with your unborn baby.
The Health Visiting Service in Sutton encourages people to talk about their feelings and has lots of support and advice available. We are trained to understand perinatal anxiety and/or depression and are used to listening and supporting parents who may be having difficulties. Your health visitor will also have links to other services to help you and your family.
Some parents have shared with us fears that their baby may be taken away if they tell us they have a mental health problem. We want to reassure you that this is not the case, and to emphasize that having a mental health problem doesn't mean you can't cope and won't be able to look after your baby with the right support.
Talking to your partner, a friend or family member might be all the help you need to feel better in yourself and enjoy your baby. Sometimes it can be easier to talk to someone you are not close to. But who knows and understands these sorts of feelings? You may be surprised how many parents have felt the same way.
Another role for health visitors is to support you with thinking about how your unborn baby is feeling. This may sound odd, but is very important. Before your baby is born, you can help their emotional well-being by singing to them, responding to their kicks, playing music and reading to them. It's amazing how receptive babies can be prior to delivery, and this impacts on their future development and feelings of security. Finding time to sit quietly and really focus on your baby's movements and imagining what they'll look like can really help you feel more connected to.
After birth, babies have a strong need to be close to their parents. This helps them feel safe, secure and loved. They've been inside you for 9 months, so the outside world can seem a little scary. When babies feel secure, they release a hormone called oxytocin, which acts like a fertiliser for their growing brain, helping them to be happy babies. And these are the building blocks to more confident children and adults. Holding, smiling and talking to your baby also releases oxytocin in you, which helps you feel calm and happy. We often hear that if parents cuddle their babies a lot, that they're building a rod for their own back. But there's huge amounts of research to inform us that this is not the case, and that responding to babies' needs for cuddles, feeding and reassurance allows them to feel secure and happy, and in turn they become easier to care for.
Having a new baby can be challenging. However, as time goes by, you will start to understand what your baby needs. This will help you settle into a rhythm that is right for both of you.
It's important that at this time you do not try to have too high expectations for yourself or your baby. If for any reason this is not your experience, please discuss this with your health visitor for further support.
The Healthy Child Programme is a series of health and developmental reviews, screening, tests, immunisations and information to support you as a parent or a carer to give your child the best start in life. The Healthy Child Programme is delivered by the Healthy Child team, led by health visitors, who will work closely with other health professionals such as your GP practice, midwives and school nurses. A record of this contact will be made in your personal child health record, otherwise known as Red Book.
You can download the e-Red Book from your Play Store or from your iTunes account and call Health Visiting Team to have your Red Book registered.
It's important that you bring your Red Book with you to all of your baby's appointments. The health visitor will contact you following delivery of your baby to book appointment to see you at home for around day 10 and day 14. They will discuss the health and development of your baby, ask questions about your pregnancy and delivery, and ensure that you have all resources that you need. A further appointment will be made at the Children's Centre at around 6 weeks, prior to appointment with the GP at the 8 weeks for physical examinations of your baby and the first set of primary immunisations. And the mother's physical check and emotional well-being will be discussed with your doctor. All babies are offered immunisations from 8 weeks, and these are detailed in your Red Book. Some babies are offered the BCG vaccination if their parents or grandparents comes from the countries where these are at high risk of tuberculosis. The midwife and health visitor will discuss this with you and make a referral for your baby if your baby is entitled to it. Further reviews are completed by the health visiting team at around 1 and 2 years of age. Between these times, parents are encouraged to contact us at the health visiting service with any concerns they may have via our parents advice line that is open Monday to Friday from 9 to 5. If the call is urgent and you are worried about your baby's health, then you should call 111 or see your GP. Thank you very much for watching this video, and we're very much looking forward to meeting you and your baby within the health visiting service.
When we talk about children's speech and language skills, we're talking about lots of different aspects, including early interaction, such as the first social smile and turn-taking, like a peekaboo game, as well as babbling along with your baby and encouraging the use of different sounds. These are the first steps that will help your baby build towards words later on. I'm often asked what my top tip for helping babies and young children to take those first steps towards communicating, interacting, and first words would be. My top tip might sound simple, but talking to your baby throughout the day as things are happening within your daily routines can be the most effective way to encourage speech and language development. For example, during bath time, you can talk about body parts as you're washing and using words like splish, splash and splosh. Sharing books together. You don't need to read the whole story, but instead can point out and name the pictures and the characters as you go. Singing nursery rhymes is also a great way to support language development. As they're repetitive, tuneful, they have actions that go with them to support the words, and most babies and children love them. You don't need lots of expensive toys. You are the most important part of supporting your child on those first steps to communication. We are also often asked about the use of dummies. This is a very individual choice for families to make. Our main advice would be, as your baby begins to make more sounds and approaches the babbling stage, try and limit the use to when they're sleeping. If you become concerned at any stage about your child's speech and language skills, speak to your health visitor. They have lots of skills and knowledge in this area and will be able to provide you with the support you need.
Today, we want to talk to you a bit about safer sleep for your baby and how to reduce the risk of sudden infant death.
The main key message is always to put your baby sleeping on their back.
Since the early 90s, when the research came in about putting babies on their back to sleep, the reduction in deaths with sudden infant death went down by 79%. The second thing is to keep a clear, flat sleep surface. They should have a firm, flat, waterproof mattress. No need to raise the head. They should have no pillows, no duvets, no toys, no loose blankets, and no cot bumpers. As your baby gets older, cot bumpers pose a real concern for them. The babies could roll up towards the side and suffocate. Your baby should always be put in the feet-to-foot position in the cot, whether you're using a sleeping bag or you're using blankets. If you're using blankets, make sure the blankets are tucked in under your baby's arms so that your baby's arms are out, either like this or like this.
And the third message is to keep them smoke-free during the day and night. It is always recommended to not smoke during the pregnancy.
Breastfeeding significantly reduces the risk of a sudden infant death. So if you are able to, then breastfeeding is a really good way to prevent this. The other thing is that we talk about bed sharing and how to do this safely. You can bed share with your baby if it's a nice clear sleep space, so they have no pillows, no duvets. You keep the baby mum's side of the bed usually. So it's dangerous to bed share with your baby if you or your partner has had anything to drink, is a smoker, has had any medications that might make you feel really sleepy. If your baby was born premature, so before 37 weeks, and if your baby was born at a low birth weight, so that's under 2.5 kilos or about 5.5 pounds. One of the areas that we say never sleep with your baby is on the sofa. Babies are at a really high risk of sudden infant death if you fall asleep with them on the sofa. So if you are feeling sleepy, put your baby down in their safe sleep space, in a Moses basket, in a next to me, whatever is safe with you. Do not sleep with your baby on the sofa. The other thing we say is to keep your baby in the same room as you day and night until they are 6 months. The room temperature should also be cool. The ideal temperature for your baby is between 16 and 20 degrees. So when you add in duvets and pillows and blankets into your baby's sleep space, they can overheat, and this also increases the risk of sudden infant death.
Finally, I would like to finalize the 3 key messages. First one is Always put your babies sleeping on their back. Second one is clear, flat sleep space. And a third one is to avoid any smoking around your baby.
Hello, my name's Anita. I'm one of the practitioners at one of the children's centres. We have children's centres across the borough. You may have some of your appointments here with your midwife and with the health visitors once your baby is born. As well as that, we offer advice, support and activities for families with children 0 to 5 years. There is always someone to hand to talk to and pop in and have a coffee with. Plus it's a great way of coming into the centre to meet with other parents with similar aged children. You can access further information on the council website and see the Children's Centre programme there too.
Thank you so much for watching. We do hope that you found this useful and always appreciate your feedback. If you would like any further information or to speak to a health visitor about any of the issues raised in the video, please contact us. Don't forget to like us on Facebook for information to appear in your feed. So for now, take care and we look forward to meeting you and your new baby soon.